would enhance the employability of our young people? And what measurable indicators would you be looking at to confirm or to determine whether the board is actually achieving that? Another question, how will you regularly report this progress to the relevant offices like the County Assembly and the public? And how will you safeguard the board's independence? I think that has been linked to what you were talking about regarding the governor's agenda. How will you ensure that the board is actually optimally independent and serving the interests of the people? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Elizabeth Mutindi, for those questions. I will go through them, and if I miss any, you will kindly take me back. I will start with the first question, where you have asked me to talk about the measures I will put in place to ensure that young people are engaged in the county government public service. I will start by saying that approximately 70% of Kenyan population is young people. And young people, there is an outcry for young people in accessing many services and opportunities, employment being one of them. I will ensure that young people can access employment into the public service by first ensuring that there are opportunities which are created into the public service to offer young people internship and apprenticeship opportunities as they continue their college or tertiary education, so that as they go along with learning, they also get at the same time exposure to the work environment, to the job market, so that by the time they are finishing and coming out to look for employment, they are not working on a blank slate, but they are transitioning from skills they have built during apprenticeship and learning into the job market. Secondly, I will also create forums into the local communities using the already existing structures into the county government to have forums which open opportunities for young people to engage with mentors, with leaders who are knowledgeable on CV writing, packaging their self, pitching their self into job interviews and all that, how to look for jobs online and other opportunities, so that young people are open to the opportunities which are available, not just into Makueni County or Kenya, but even internationally. Third, I will ensure that recruitment is based on merit and inclusivity. And this is to mean that recruitment will be free and fair, open and transparent, and encourage, even in the tone and advertisement, will ensure that it is motivating for young people to apply for these jobs. Fourth, I will also ensure that young people have a broad mind, which even opens them into venturing into opportunities which they create self-employment, leading to them even employing other young people, and thus creating employment in the process. Those are some of the things which I believe I can achieve change with that question, Honorable Elizabeth Mutindi. Going on to the next bit of the question is on measurable indicators. And here we are looking at how will I be able to say that I have achieved change or an impact has been achieved through the measures which I have just mentioned in the earlier question. Here, I am looking at creating a database of information which is supported digitally of the young people who have grown through the apprenticeship and mentorship through the various opportunities in the public service of Makueni, and even creating a way of tracking how these young people who have gone through this process are faring. This will help in identifying if this particular initiative is working or not, and opportunities for innovation in the future. Another measurable indicator which I can use here is to create a forum, or to create a system whereby a priority is given to qualified young people who have gone through the mentorship process, apprenticeship opportunities offered in the county, and have a track record of how many have been employed, have received formal employment as a result. Another measurable indicator, I am thinking on my feet really, is creating an online portal where young people can access information on the employability skills, and from there looking at how much feedback is coming from there on young people who have succeeded through the initiatives which have been put in place. I will proceed on to the next part of the question, Honorable Mutindi, if you allow me, which was on how I will regularly report this progress to relevant offices, County Assembly being one of these offices. Progress definitely is reported through progress reports which are prepared by the County Public Service Board and shared to the Assembly. I know from the duties and responsibilities there is a provision for doing this annually. So I am looking at using that opportunity to share this kind of progress. I am also looking at using the various scorecards which are available into the public service to present this information to the public, to create awareness around this, because I believe also the public needs to get a progress of what is happening. So I will use the public opportunities available in my position and acceptable within law to create awareness around this. Again, I will also use the performance management system, like the reports on appraisal reports on the performance of various departments across the county to post this progress and progress reports as appropriate. Is there any other question I have left out?
Have you been answered?
Yes, there's one more left on the how you will safeguard the independence of the board.
Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Mutendi. How will I safeguard the independence of the board? The independence of the board is very important when it comes to executing its functions. And this I will ensure by ensuring that there is transparency, openness, and accountability in all the dealings of the board, in the process of decision making, in the process of taking action, in the processes that form the day-to-day activities of the board. The second thing in ensuring that is encouraging and creating an opportunity where members of the board can freely declare any conflict of interest that is arising and encourage using the provided ways of receiving any conflict of interest declared and resolving it. Another way to address this is to ensure that recruitment and performance is purely based on merit and other criteria so defined in the recruitment practices, like inclusion, affirmative action, and such measures which are approved as guiding recruitment. Thank you, Honorable Mutendi.
Honorable Jackson Mwau.
Thank you. Josephine, I want to hear more from you. From your qualifications, I didn't see much about HR in your training. Mm-hmm. Okay, I when I went through, I didn't see any touching HR, but you have experience of working with the Makueni County Assembly Board.
Yes.
Okay. Now, within the County Public Service Board, because you cannot treat a disease you don't know.
Sure.
Can you, in a short, tell us what are the challenges that are there and the perception of the youth, the community about the County Public Service Board? Because if you don't know that, you may not be able to treat it. There are major issues the youth always keep accusing, pointing finger at the County Public Service Board. Can you tell us a few of those?
Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Jackson Mwau, for that question. Challenges facing the County Public Service Board in discharging their mandate. All right. Challenges are always there and everywhere. I believe what makes the difference is how we are able to maneuver and go beyond these challenges. Some of the challenges which the County Public Service Board is likely to be faced with, one of them is budgetary constraints. For the County Public Service Board to be in a position to achieve professional, performance-driven public service, that means there is an element of capital investment into that.
Kindly let me guide you so that you may go slow to the point I want you to address.
Okay, thank you.
Because the youth out there are many who feel marginalized. There are areas that are marginalized where they feel majority of people are employed from some wards while others are left out. And that has been the hue and cry within Makueni. And it must be addressed somewhere. But you see, you cannot treat it if it's not in it. So I'd wish to hear, you had experience with the county public service, the county assembly service.
Yes.
Did you face issues of marginalization in employment within the wards? Because those are some of the things which you could make me know that you can be able to address the others. Because there are wards which have many employees, even at the county public service board. While you go to other wards, people are qualified, they have nobody to step to. You don't get directors in those areas, you don't get chief officers. So, the board, what will you use to reach those, to balance, to bring the inequality down? Because that's a major thing. And I'm sure as we conduct this, the public is waiting to hear that. Majority of you who are from those areas, they want to hear that, how you will address that. It's a major thing.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Jackson Balu, for that clarification. I have got you right now. One of the things I will do to ensure that the challenge of faced is that I will create, or rather, get a deep dive into the already existing data and information to understand the extent of this disparity in based on wards, in terms of where we have some wards not having more people into the service as others. And after establishing that gap, I will work to bridge this gap by first ensuring that recruitments are focused on bridging this gap by, for example, opening up opportunities which target young people, maybe at the entry level.
Sorry. They'll be taken by the same areas. I want you to come up and tell me. You will create those opportunities. But the areas that has been picking those, they will pick. More qualified. Get a person who scored a C-Con down in Kalawa, Kikumbulu North. They will compete with somebody who scored it while here, Mboni. So, how will you address that inequality? People are qualified, but you can imagine the situation they face to come to that. They are sharp, but they are exposed to harshness. That's why they become marginalized. It has to be addressed. Do you agree first there is marginalization?
Yes.
Some wards are more employees, more than triple, even 10 times than others. Those are the things you want to hear.
Okay, thank you. First, I will use affirmative action into ensuring counties which have been marginalized in terms of the people who are engaged into the public service in that ward are given opportunities and have the relevant requisite skills and qualifications to take up that job. Honorable Jackson Balu I would also like you to understand that as much as we want these jobs, we should also consider qualifications, meeting qualifications first. As much as we want to consider counties, or rather, wards which have been marginalized. And affirmative action can be used, but then we will also require these people to have the requisite qualifications to take up the job. Secondly, I will also apply the 2/3 gender rule in a way that it helps us to create more opportunities for women and other marginalized groups from these communities, from these wards where we feel that little opportunities have been offered to these wards.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is you get people who are qualified down there. Don't think they are in Kalahau. We have graduates. In Kikumblu South, North, we have graduates. But the number of those graduates being employed in Makueni County Public Service Board is less compared to other areas. So, in other words, we have so many employees from other corners, while there are some who have been marginalized by being in that position and they have nobody to even to stand to. I would wish the board to address that. You have not addressed that, because when you say, but because qualification is standard, you find talk of agriculture degree they have, diploma they have, but how will you now try to balance areas that have benefited a lot, the way it is said even the national level, more than others?
Okay. Thank you. I will still insist on taking affirmative action to ensure that those areas which are oppressed in terms of receiving opportunities for employment opportunities have allocation for these opportunities. I will also use something like the ward quota system, for instance, to ensure that a particular advertisement targets a particular ward localization. In this case, let's say we are recruiting opportunities where we are targeting to recruit personnel for a factory, like a dairy farm in Katonzweni or a dairy farm in Boni, for instance. Is looking at how can we promote the local people around in such cases where a factory or an industry or an institution is in the local area. Establish a certain percentage. For example, we can say 30% of the employees in the dairy farm in Boni will come from the local community. And maybe 60% now can be fetched from all over the county.
So how will you handle those who do not have dairy farms and they are from those local remote areas? You don't see that you're not addressing it, because
Yes.
you are benefiting those who have managed to have those factories around. But we have areas that are marginalized. Far, they don't have those things. The board must, eventually, I'm sure you'll come to that. Eventually, let me go to another question. The other question is, what unique qualification or character that led to your nomination to be a member of this board that surpassed the others? You had other competitors. What specific unique character or qualification that you had which competed against the others?
Thank you so much.